Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal. While we don't have a release date for the patch 11.1 Season 2 content of The War Within, all signs are pointing that it's coming out very soon, actually in just a handful of weeks. As in the past expansions, Turbulent Timeways events, which are great for catching up new characters, are usually a clear sign that a new seasonal content is almost upon us, usually starting and launching as Turbulent Timeways ends, and it's ending very soon. So if you're someone who's come back to the game recently in anticipation for some Season 2 content, and are looking to do a little bit of prep work, I wanted to put a list together of all the things that I think you should be doing right now to make sure that your launch of patch 11.1 is as smooth and as strong and as lucrative as it possibly can be. I also want to make sure you don't miss out on some of the limited time rewards that are available for these next few weeks to make sure that you collect all of this new collectibles before they're gone or retiring until either next year or permanently with the Season 1 ending very soon. As always, if you guys want to see more regular updates for the War Within expansion, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. Seriously, keep your eye on the calendar as we get closer and closer to the end of Turbulent Timeways. We are getting very close to a potential release date of this update. So the earlier you get started, the better, with this week and this next few weeks actually being quite crucial. First thing you want to do, and first thing you should try to get done, is to complete all of your seasonal rewards for Season 1. As we move on from Season 1 of War Within into Season 2, we are going to be getting new rewards, but all the old rewards from Season 1 are going to be retiring. So here's a full list of all the things that you will be able to obtain now, or at least have an easier time obtaining now than you would in Season 2. Technically, the mounts for the raid of Nerebar Palace aren't going away necessarily. However, it is going to be a little bit harder for you to get regular groups and consistent groups to farm some of these mounts. So things like the reigns of the Sureki Skyraiser, there's the basic version that can be obtained from any difficulty, but then there's also a mythic version as well. So if you are right now progressing through the fights, maybe they'll be easier as time goes on, but I imagine there'll be less players running through this raid because right now everybody's trying to gear up for the next season, and there's a lot more players running this place as of this moment, so might as well run it as much as it can while everybody else is running it for a chance at the mount. As for the KSM rewards, we have ourselves the Diamond Mech Suit, which is going to be going away. Many of us assumed that for Season 2, they're just going to reuse the mech suit but give it a color change like they did with all the other previous expansions, Mythic Plus seasons, but in fact we're actually getting some brand new rewards instead with the Goblin Shredder mounts. In fact, there's two versions depending on what type of achievement you get from Mythic Plus seasons. So the Diamond Mech Suit is going to be going away very soon. The current season dungeons, you can also obtain dungeon portals right now within Season 1 if you complete those instances on time at a +10 difficulty. So if you're trying to fill up all of your dungeon portals for all of your mains and alts to utilize, might want to get on that as soon as possible. There's also an Algari Dungeoneer achievement that you can start working on right now. Technically the achievement won't be going away, but it's a little bit easier to do it right now, as all you have to do is defeat every single dungeon of this expansion on Kazagar on Mythic or Mythic Keystone difficulty as a tank, healer, and a damage dealer. With 4 dungeons being available for Keystones right now for Season 1, you can start working on all of your ults, getting them the weekly keys out of the way, and earning all of those achievements for defeating those dungeons on Mythic. And once Season 2 rolls around, you can get the other dungeons done while gearing your characters while also working on this achievement. If you're looking to get yourself a versatile Peddler's Trinkets, just something you can start working on right now and then further actually complete once Season 2 launches, or if you want to do it, you can complete it right now, though I don't see that many players running Rookery and Cinderbrew Meadery on Mythic 0 difficulty. Also, Delvers might want to complete your Season 1 Delver's Journey. Technically, the rewards from Delver's Journey will reappear on the vendors, at least over on the PTR, as it does seem that the Reno Jackson, at least for me, does show up with some of the rewards from Season 1, though they are going to be a little bit more expensive with the resonance crystals. Instead of costing 10, they're going to cost you a couple of thousand, but those things do seem to reappear. I am not sure if they reappear because I completed the season's Delver's Journey, or they'll just reappear for other players to unlock just at a much higher cost. So either way, it might be a good idea to start working on delves and completing them as soon as possible. Delves also have seasonal rewards as well. Not only do you have some of the seasonal rewards available from some of the delves that you can find at the end of a run, but also you got seasonal rewards from the Zekvir encounter, like the Shoulder Toy of Toxic Victory, as well as Delver's Dirigible Void version, with the Zekvir fight actually retiring once Season 1 is over. You can also start working towards the Delver's Glory of Achievement in order to get yourself yourself an Ivory Goliathus. We are going to be getting new delves and variations of delves in Season 2, so I'm not sure how Glory of the Delvers achievement is going to change, but if that's something you want to complete right now, that would be a pretty good time to start working on it in order to get yourself one more mount added to your collections. For those of you more interested in PvP content, we got ourselves a variety of rewards, like a vicious Skyflare participation PvP mount, where you gotta get a bunch of wins within 2s, 3s, or any rated PvP content above 1000 rating, which is fairly easy to do. Even if you're someone who doesn't PvP a lot, getting 1000 points and being able to get wins at 1000 rating is not that difficult. So it's something that you can casually do by spamming a bunch of PvP with a friend or two, maybe spamming solos, twos, BG Blitz. Any one of the forms of PvP content I think is very, very approachable, even on a casual level. You also get the Fell Bad Gladiator mount, so if you're close to getting Glad, you may actually want to finish up the grind in order to get yourself the hands on the Season 1 mount before it is gone and swapped out with another mount. Either going to be a recolor or potentially even a brand new mount like Mythic Blusters are getting within Season 2. You also got a weapon enchant of Holy Fire, which looks amazing, and for that you'll need to obtain 1950 rating from any of the rated categories. You got the Forged Gladiator's Cloak as well as the Tabard, the Cloak obtained in 2100 and the Tabard obtained in 2400. But you also have a variety of different current Season 1 tier sets and their variations. You have the LFR, normal, heroic, and mythic versions, or as well as Conquest PvP sets and Elite PvP sets, which are unlocked through a PvP achievement. For a lot of the PvE ones, you can use the Catalyst to collect tier set appearances. Veteran will unlock your LFR version and can be upgraded to Champion Track equivalent, which unlocks you normal. Hero Track items unlocks you the heroic appearance, and that can be upgraded all the way to unlock you the mythic appearance as well. So if you start working on those things right now, utilizing the Catalyst, you might be able to get all those things out of the way. For those of you looking to PvP, you also have Conquest, which is infinitely grindable to get your full set of PvP gear, but also the Elite set, which I believe is still behind the 1800 achievement in any of the PvP rated categories. Outside of that, we also got holiday events that are available for a limited time before 11.1 is here. And we got a bunch of them. Not only do we have the Turbulent Timeways, which awards you the Timely Busby mount, where if you continue to do time walking and participate in completing the time walking quest week after week for 5 consecutive weeks, then that is how you'll be able to unlock yourself one more mount to add to your collections. But outside of that, Turbulent Timeways also grants you perfect opportunity to get a bunch of hero track pieces to catch up ahead of the Season 2 content. You also got ourselves the Lunar Festival with a brand new mount and other rewards for you to obtain, and this event is going to be available only for a limited time. And a little bit of time after that, we got Love is in the Air dropping on 3rd of February, which gives you yet another chance to collect all those cosmetics for Love is in the Air holiday, but also the Heartbreaker mount. So good luck farming that thing. It is definitely an awesome looking mount with a really low drop rate. And also, these next few weeks might be the best time for you to start to plan what you're going to be playing in 11.1, because as we're getting closer to the release of this update, they're going to start doing some more fine tuning for all of our classes going forward. But even right now, we have a pretty good idea of what tier sets, talent changes, revamps, and the direction which all these playstyles that we enjoy and love are heading forward into Season 2. With some of them like Druids and Hunters and Mages and plenty others getting massive revamps, while others are getting not as many revamps, but still getting some smaller bits. Like even some tier sets are looking like they're going to have a pretty big impact on how a certain class of playstyle is going to perform within the endgame meta of Season 2. So now might be a good idea to at least prepare a couple of characters in case you're looking to shift or pivot to what you're looking to main going forward, especially if you're still not sure about which class you're looking to continue on into Season 2. And right now is a great time to level up a bunch of characters because Turbulent Timeways grants us an insanely good XP buff, but also the time walking dungeons are really easy to spam through. Just spam these dungeons until you make your way all the way to the max level, which is one of the fastest ways right now and one of the easiest to get a bunch of new characters up and running ahead of Season 2. Delves are going through a bunch of changes in Season 2 of War Within, and they're trying to make the whole ecosystem a lot more robust. So if you're someone who's looking to primarily gear and play through Delves within 11.1, now might be a good time to start prepping a couple of things, like trying to level up Brand to level 60. Leveling Brand to 60 takes a little bit of time. Brand is not that easy to level up. That being said, however, Bran does retain all of his levels heading into Season 2. Instead, what they're doing is they're increasing his cap of levels from 60 to 80. So if you're trying to get Bran as close to 60 right now it might be a pretty good idea. Don't worry too much about getting the Couriers for Bran because they're going to be swapped out completely for Season 2. But all you gotta do is do as many delves as possible to grind out as many levels on Bran as you can in order to have him as good and ready to go once Season 2 delve content officially launches. Also, now might be a pretty good time to get into professions before Season 2, as they're doing a complete skill point reset for professions. As you get points into professions, you get to unlock a variety of different little bonuses with these professions through specializations, which can make certain things like mining out in the open world a little more convenient or even more efficient, or crafting certain armor and pieces. You have a higher chance to craft them at a higher rank. And this is an opportunity for so many players right now to actually dive into the profession system as the Season 2 launches, because you could reset all of those skill points and reorganize your build going forward. So if, let's say, you started out an expansion trying to, let's say, be the best blacksmith to make some of the best crafted, I don't know, helmets, shields, but ended up finding out that maybe the best money goes into tools for professions or weapons, which is what most players are going into, and you felt like, oh man, I wish I could respec all of my talent points into the more lucrative side of that profession, you will be able to in 11.1. So right now, the best thing you can do is collect as many skill points in professions as possible. Doesn't matter where you invest them, because as soon as new season launches, once you figure out which side of the profession is more lucrative, you can then respec all of the skill points into that lucrative side and start trying to make as much gold early on. So right now, if you're looking to get into professions, just try to collect as many skill points from those professions as humanly possible. For those of you looking to get into PvP within Season 2, there are a couple of things you can start doing in order to prep yourself for the next season. As the early Season 2 gear for PvP is definitely going to outscale even some of the best conquest and crafted gear of Season 1. So being able to buy up a full set of honor gear immediately as soon as new season launches is going to be massive. So what you want to do is stock up on as much honor as possible, ideally across multiple characters, especially if you're someone who's looking to buy up all those vicious bloodstones as well as the sockets required for all of those, some of the best conquest pieces immediately. So before Season 2 launches, just try to store up as much honor as possible, ideally across multiple characters, or if anything, try to spend some of the honor on vicious bloodstones, which will continue to be the currency required heading forward into Season 2. As far as PvP currencies are concerned, usually, and this is based on previous seasons, bloody tokens all get reset at the start of a season. Same thing goes with conquest, but honor generally gets to stay. This is why it's a good idea to stock up on honor, specifically on cross multiple characters, is if you need to transfer between characters, like if you want to funnel it all to your main to make sure they're kitted to the teeth as quickly as possible, that might be a pretty decent alternative in the long term. And to farm honor, all you have to do is play the game, whether casually, whether competitively, but farm up as much honor as possible across multiple characters so that you're stored up and ready to go heading forward into a brand new season. I almost forgot, Plunderstorm is available right now, but it's available for a limited amount of time, so now might be a good time to come back to the game and farm out all the plunder in Plunderstorm to collect all of the different goodies before they are gone. If you missed out on the original Plunderstorm, they did bring back all of the old rewards for you to be able to earn and purchase directly. You no longer have to go through this weird renown track and grind a bunch of plunder to get all of this stuff. You can just get enough plunder and purchase these items immediately, which doesn't take all that long, so you could just go for the mounts and the transmog, and you can skip out all the little things like if you don't care about pets and things like that. But you also have some new rewards as well, recolorations of some of the original sets, but also new mounts, weapons, and all these things for you to collect. Once you earn them in the Plunder Store, they get added to all of your characters over on the live realms. So definitely try to get all of your Plunderstorm rewards and goodies out of the way while Plunderstorm is active, but it's only active for a limited amount of time. Set to end right about the time patch 11.1 should be releasing. But with that being said, as always, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy this update. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give this video a like. I would very much appreciate it. Join our Discord community where we will continue the discussion around 11.1 PTR, and as the Season 2 launches, we'll likely be posting even more stuff there pretty regularly as soon as we get some brand new updates. Also, let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.